everyone's asking the same question, what to do with Eli Mitchell. These questions are just, frankly, they annoy me, but they need to be answered. I understand. So you keep him. He sucks now. You hold because you have no choice, and that's it. I mean, what else? What do you want from me?
Let me
I mean,
ask you this.
I could tell you guys to trade him for Josh Allen, but that's a cruel joke. Like, what do you? There's nothing you can do.
Nothing you can do about that. Yeah.
You just hold him. Christian McCaffrey's injury prone, so maybe if he gets hurt, then Eli Mitchell will go off. I mean, it is what it is.
Would you rather have Deontay Foreman or Elijah Mitchell for the rest of the season in a redraft league?
That's pretty complicated. I mean, this is two pretty terrible players. I'd rather have Deontay Foreman because let's not also forget that Eli Mitchell is injury prone. I guess. I mean, we've hardly seen the man healthy. Like he's
That's true.
always
Also,
hurt.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair. Wow. I mean, that's just depressing to hear, though. His value is just
Does
really
this help
plummeted.
or hurt Debo? Um, so it's gonna hurt him a lot, but the Niners move the ball better, and Debo has been just as good as last year, if not better, in real life. His fantasy numbers have dipped down because the Niners offense is not always clicking, it's not always explosive, but now it will be. And that means more touchdowns. That means moving the ball well and efficiently. And I can't see Debo's numbers going down too much. So it might help him. And the only way it would help him though would be touchdowns. Other than that, opportunities go down a little bit. So maybe stays the same. But
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning there too.
this is the type I'm trying to be conservative. This is the type of piece for the Niners that can it can all click together and the whole offense could be on fire. And when you have that, when it's flowing like that, everyone's scoring touchdowns, everyone's wide open. You can't guard everybody because now like the whole offense changes. Jimmy G looks good. He's got the ultimate. He's the CMC's the best check down player, and check down is not a derogatory term in this sense. He's the best check down player to throw the ball to. Um, I think Debo's gonna get better. That's just because everything's gonna click, everything's gonna look good. Kyle Shanahan arguably could be the best guy to use a guy like CMC. He's wanted that. He made Deontay Foreman look like an all-star, and CMC is basically like Deontay Foreman, but like 2.5 times better. Not Deontay Foreman, Devontae Freeman on
Devontae
the
Freeman.
Falcons.
Yeah,
Devontae Freeman, the Falcons, the 28-3 Super Bowl. CMC, same skill set as prime Devontae Freeman, but 2.5 times better.
easily. Oh yeah.
Yeah. But that guy was, I think, RB4 that year. That's how hot the Falcons were.
Wow.
That Super Bowl run. Yeah, Devontae Freeman was all-star, amazing, super elite running back in fantasy. I have no idea where Tevin Coleman finished that year, but he was
He
startable.
was
He was
also
like
good. Yeah.
he was like a top 15, top 20 running back, maybe even better. Yeah, so
Yeah. Both of
CMC's
them
better than both of those guys combined. Like that's
for
how
sure. Yeah.
good he is.
Yeah,
What
my
about
thought
Kittle's
process
value?
was that yeah, that's a good question too. My thought process real quick was that I mean, the 49ers already ran the ball a decent amount. Now they just have a better guy to do that. So the whole offense goes up and kind of what you were saying that means more points. So I think more touchdowns all around. I had the same question. I was going to ask you this. What about George Kittle, man? What about my guy? What about George?
George Kittle's value he's going to be better, but it's not how you think. It's not
All
good
right.
because he's not good in fantasy right now. And so what's going to be good, like I said, touchdowns and big plays. Those are more relevant. Those are going to happen more. Now why it's not that good is because Kittle's value is medium right now. It should actually be much lower People still think Kittle has it, and he doesn't. He's been terrible this year. And the only reason he's actually good or he has value is his name, and because all the other tight ends in fantasy suck. There's only like 4 tight ends that are good this year in fantasy. But more big plays and more touchdowns. And there's really like no way to argue against that because there's no big plays and no touchdowns. So it's like when you
It
make
has
the
to be more,
offense
yeah.
better, those should go up. Like it's just, and we know that Kittle has a great speed and he could be a deep threat on occasional plays, and he's a great yak monster. He's really strong. He's just a super talent. We got the stats here. That's pretty cool. So that year, that famous Falcons run, Freeman was RB6 and Tevin Coleman was RB20. Now I could have sworn it was RB4. That's so long ago in full PPR. Maybe I'm wrong, but I mean somewhat close. So Coleman was a RB2 and Devontae Freeman was an absolute stud, RB6 that year in their primes.
Yeah.
Um
Just worth mentioning. I don't think, and I'm sure you're going to agree with this too. I don't think that's going to be the case with Elijah Mitchell because McCaffrey, as you said, is so much better than Freeman and Coleman that he's just going to demand the lion's share of the carries. There's just not going to be enough for Elijah Mitchell to have to eat in fantasy football. So